Well, we're getting a lot of Bart-centered episodes here. I mean, it's like the third in a row now. We had Bart, we had Dead Pudding Society, we had Bart versus Thanksgiving, and now we have this episode. It just goes to show you how popular Bart really was back in 1990 when the show was getting started. But this is Bart the Daredevil, written by Jay Kogen and Wally Wolodarsky, and directed by Wes Archer. And this was first broadcasted on December 6, 1990. And after watching stuntman Lance Murdoch perform a stunt over a pool of water filled with sharks, electric eels, and even a tiger, Bart wants to become a daredevil and plans to jump over the Springfield Gorge against the wishes of his family. What's notable about this episode is that this is actually the creator Matt Groening's favorite episode of the show, and also the introduction to Dr. Hibbert into the series. This is also another one of my favorite all-time Simpsons episodes. I mean, this is just such a funny, solid episode, and easily one of the show's best episodes. It works because it's a good idea, and it's executed very well, mixing in the good and the bad things about Bart, what he wants to do. Yeah, daredeviling is a pretty awesome thing until you realize there's easily a chance that you could die if something goes horribly wrong. But, I mean, really, the greatest thing about this episode, the thing that stands out the most in this particular episode, and I think you all know exactly what I'm talking about, is the ending. The ending of this episode is one of the most perfect, layered payoffs I have ever seen. I mean, really look at all the layers that are involved in this final climax. So you have Bart going against the wishes of his family and going to Springfield Gorge, planning to jump over the gorge. Homer realizes it, and he runs and drives as quickly as he can to stop Bart from getting there. So he has this talk about, well, if you're not gonna figure out why this is bad, I guess I have to do it myself. And he's gonna try to jump over the gorge himself. Not really. He's just trying to show Bart a lesson here, where Bart says you could die. It's just like, that's a risk I'm willing to take. And he's saying goodbye to his son, and then Bart's just like, wait, don't do it. I won't jump anymore. I promise. And Homer's just like, oh thank God, oh thank God. And you think it's over, right? But no. This thing keeps going, and the layers this thing keep going is so brilliant, because not only is because after that, they have their embrace, they say I love you to one another, and then all of a sudden the skateboard starts moving, and then all of a sudden Homer's going down the hill that's going to lead into the gorge, and he has no control over that, and all of a sudden he's already over the gorge, jumping over it, and he has this feeling that he's going to make it. He's going to make it. This is the greatest feeling of his life. He's king of the world. He's almost there. And then through the power of comedic karma, just as he's that close to getting to the end of the gorge, he's falling off the cliff, with hitting the rocks, and he's getting injured. He's getting all beat up and all that, which is hilarious because this joke even gets more gorier and more bloodier in clip shows later on. I think in the first clip show they ever did, they did the same thing, except this time it's more bloodier and more gorier in that one. But even if that wasn't enough, the layers of this moment just keep going and going and going, because after he gets to the bottom, here come the paramedics. They're bringing him in from the helicopter, and he's in the gurney. And he's swaying back and forth, and he keeps hitting the rocks that he just got hit on, and his brain is hitting him too. So not only is he still getting hit by the rocks, he's possibly hitting into concussion-like symptoms at this point. But even then, the jokes the layers of this keep going, because they finally get him into the ambulance. The ambulance drives off, and it just would have been easy to just drive off and just end it there, but no. It keeps going from there, because they crash the car into a close-by tree. Homer inside the gurney is with wheels. He falls out of the thing and then just goes back down the mountain again. And again, in the clip shows that follow this thing gets even more bloodier and gorier and more violent as it goes along here. But it's just one of the single funniest moments in the history of the show, because of just the way it's done, the way it's building up to this moment, and it's just one of the greatest payoffs in Simpsons history. This is absolutely the definition of pure comedy gold.
I'm gonna make it. This is the greatest thrill of my life! I'm king of the world! Woohoo! Woohoo! No!
The rest of the episode is good, but what really sells this episode is the ending. It has a great climax, a great punchline at the end, and it's just executed so damn well. Bart the Daredevil is one of my all-time favorite episodes of the show. It's so funny, it's well written, it finds that right mix of absurdist comedy to work with, and it just has easily the best payoff of any Simpsons episode I have ever seen. It's still easily one of the best.
You think you got guts? Try raising my kids.